Hey, how's it going, everyone? It's Saintsfan back again with another GTA Online video, and today I want to talk about daily fees and how much they could end up costing you in GTA Online. If you're like me, you may have noticed these daily fees in GTA Online, but you thought nothing of it because it's only a few $1,000s or a few $100s here and there. But honestly, with the amount of daily fees in GTA Online, if you don't be careful, they could add up and they could end up costing you a lot of money. So in this video, I'll be going over the list of all daily fees in GTA Online. So hopefully this helps you guys out and hopefully you have a better understanding of how they work. Some things to talk about before we actually hop into the fees. These fees occur every 48 minutes, which is one full GTA Online day in free roam. But what you can actually do, and this is what many people do, you can change lobbies to not trigger these charges. So really, the charges only apply, for the most part at least, if you're in a lobby for 48 minutes. So if you're in a lobby for 47 minutes and then you leave, you won't get charged. Also, some of the MC and CEO stuff only charge you if you are registered as a CEO or an MC. So with those, if you're not registered, then it's not going to charge you. And then the last thing, there are a lot of variables when it comes to daily fees, so not everyone's will be the same. And one thing I want to show you guys right off the bat, this is a list of my daily fees. So basically what I did, I stayed in an online lobby for like 2 hours, just AFKing, and this is what ended up happening. So you'll notice that you see a lot of the numbers twice, but the first batch, from just going from top to bottom, we have minus 9,400. I'll touch on what that's about. Minus 300, minus 1375, minus 750, minus 1000, and then minus 550. And then those numbers repeat, and then they repeat again. Adding all of that up is 13,375. So every 48 minutes, $13,375 gets taken out of my account. And while that may not seem like a lot, that does add up over time. You know, if you're playing in the same lobby for hours in a day and you do that every day, this can start to get really, really high. Now let's talk about where some of those numbers are coming from. We'll start with the basics, and this is utilities and your mechanic. The utilities covers the following. It covers your maid, which is for your apartment, and that cost is $75 per residential property. And I'm pretty sure that does include all of your other places like your office or your hangar or your bunker if you include the residential part, like the bed part for it. And I'm assuming if I go back to my transaction log, the $750 taken out, that is for all of those, because 750 divided by 75 is 10. And I think if you add up all the properties with all the beds and stuff, it's somewhere near 10. The only thing I will say is that it is somewhat hard to determine what's coming from which, because they don't really give you a description. It just says spent on property and utilities, and it says that for all of them. The other things included in the utilities is your assistant in your office. You pay her $300 a day, and that is the same for everyone. And then you also pay $1,000 a day for your yacht. And if we go back to the transaction log, you will see the 300 for the assistant and the 1,000 for the yacht. And then there's also another utility charge. But what's weird about this one is that it's $50 per week, and that's for the cleaner. Somehow the cleaner is different than the maid. You rarely ever will get charged for the cleaner, but I have seen it a few times, and it does charge you that $50. Now, the other thing that you're going to be paying for is your mechanic. And the way the mechanic works is it's $50 per garage, which includes each office garage, the biker clubhouse, and the hangar. And nothing does change if you own the private mod shop. So it's just $50 per garage. And this, if we go back to my transaction log, I'm thinking is the 550, because that divided by 50 is 11. And I'm sure I have 11 things if you do add up all the garages. One thing I will say on the mechanic, and I cannot confirm this, but someone did mention that he noticed the more aircraft you actually have in your hangar, the higher your daily fee will cost. But this can be avoided by just putting all of your aircraft in the storage. Next up, moving into the businesses. So bunkers, hangars, MC stuff, CEO offices, all the warehouses, this is what ends up costing you a lot of money depending on what you have. Surprisingly, the crate warehouses and the vehicle warehouses don't cost you anything. There is no daily fee for owning them. So that's definitely pretty good. But the biker businesses, this is where you can get absolutely screwed out of your money. So the biker businesses, it's variable depending on the businesses and whether the staff is upgraded or not. I'm just going to mention the fully upgraded prices. However, if you own one that's not fully upgraded, then it'll just be a little less. The coke, if you own that, it's going to cost you $9,000 per day. Meth is $7,200 per day. Counterfeit cash is $6,000 per day. Weed is $4,800 per day. And document forgery is $3,000 per day. And what's crazy, if you add all of that up, that's $30,000 per day in GTA Online per 48 minutes if they're all fully upgraded. So that is a lot. Now, granted, I know not many people have all 5 of them open, all 5 of them running with all 5 of them fully upgraded. However, if you do, just know you're going to be losing a lot of money if you don't switch sessions every 48 minutes. Now, the one benefit of biker businesses and even the bunker, if you shut them down or close them, it's not going to cost you anything. So that's what I have done with my biker businesses because I never really use them anymore. So just shut them down and you don't have to pay the fee. Now, speaking of the bunker, this one gets charged if you are a CEO or a VIP or an MC, and that is that $9,400 charge on my transaction log. That is the maximum it can go. I believe the daily fee starts at $5,400, and then you do work your way up if you get all the upgrades to $9,400, but that's almost $10,000 every 48 minutes. Now, one thing that I actually am not really sure where it's coming from, as you can see on my transaction log, we've covered the 9,400, we've covered the 300, we've covered the 750, we've covered the 1,000, and we've covered the 550 deduction. But I don't exactly know what the 1,375 deduction is coming from. If anyone can maybe explain that in the comments, please do. But I think what I have going on here is what most people are dealing with, because I'm sure most people have a bunker and most people have, you know, a bunch of apartments with a bunch of cars. So those are the daily fees in GTA Online, but there are also some extra daily fees that you may not even think of. And a few of these you have to be careful for: ammo and dying. So every time you die, you lose money. So that, while it may be only $500, that'll add up. And then ammo, you know, depending on what sort of ammo you're buying, that can add up as well. If you're buying homing launcher missiles or RPGs, that's, you know, that's what, $10,000, $15,000 every time you buy a full amount. So it's just the little things like that that can eventually just drain your money. And then the biggest one, at least for me, is insurance. I mean, good thing on PC, for me, I don't have to pay for anyone else's insurance but my own. If I do end up blowing up people's cars, they took insurance off, so I don't need to pay for it. But on console, if you're blowing people's cars up, that's gonna, you know, cost you money, especially with some of these new higher priced vehicles. You're pushing to almost $20,000 in insurance, and then your own insurance. This is what kills me because I use my oppressor a lot, and you know, sometimes you lose control and it blows up, or you crash it into water, and that's $20,000. So I would almost say, you know, a daily fee for insurance is pushing like $50,000 depending on how long you play, maybe even more. So really, if you add up everything that I've talked about in this video, the utilities, the mechanic, the business fees, and the extra stuff with the insurance, you know, you're pushing almost $100,000 per day, you know, per GTA Online day, assuming you do have everything fully upgraded and fully in production. But that can add up. So hopefully this video maybe gives you some idea of what the worst case scenario is, and maybe you might be a little bit more careful or pay attention to it a little bit more. If you guys have anything that I may have left out, or if you want to add anything, then please add away in the comment section. But thank you all for watching. Please drop the video a like if you did enjoy, subscribe for more awesome GTA content, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.